Hello, televiewers. Good evening. You're welcome to Prime Hour on my Media Prime. This evening, we are going to be looking at love, asking whether a man or woman should die for love. Is it even possible? What is love? Knowing that we still are in the spirit of the Valentine's Day celebration. So from our studios, we are going to be discussing this with panelists who already are in the house. Last time, we were accused of not bringing women on this platform. I'm sure women were invited to be here today. I don't know why they are not yet here. We hope they're going to join us. But let's just take a short break. We are coming right back. We are going to start with a panelist who are in the house. Apostle Ambe Valentine Gwa. He is in the house. He is one of the core persons who have what we may call panacea for understanding love amongst couples. We are glad to have you.
Thank you, Mr. Leo. Good evening, Cameroonians. Good evening, my co-panelists. Good evening, great apostles in the house, Apostle Alfred Singer and Apostle Lefford Divine. Good evening, viewers of Prime Hour. It's a privilege to be here. We're here to dissect the issue of if a man or a woman should die for love. I think it's going to be a bone of contention. Yeah.
Okay. Also with us is Pastor Alfred Singer. He is in the house. Very, 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 very experienced and has lots and lots of knowledge when it comes to relationship matters. We're glad to have you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Leo. I know today is going to be very wonderful. And I want to invite each and every one out there, please just get ready because you're going to hear a lot of things that will help you in your life's journey, and especially those who are in love and those who are trying to get to love. And I also want to greet my fellow panelists who are here today, Apostle Lefford Divine and this great Apostle Ambe. That's my man. Okay. Oh, thank you very much.
Also, all the way from Boya, city of legendary hospitality, Southwest Regional Capital, is Apostle Lefford Divine, who is in the house with us. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. It's always an honor. I'm glad to be here again. I think this is the second time I'm appearing on this program here, and I'm glad to meet the fellow panelists, the great men of God in the house, awesome apostles. I'm very happy, and to all the fellow viewers of this beautiful program, I think we're going to have a beautiful one today. So maybe you should call your children, your spouses. I think it's going to be a good one. It's really a good one.
It's a family program.
Yes, it's a family program.
Yes, because while the couples learn how to mend their differences, those who are also looking forward to entering their shoes, as joining the couples club, should be taking
children.
They should be taking notes. Yes. How did your Valentine's Day party?
Yes, it was awesome. Love expressions with the love doctor was amazing. Beautiful pictures, beautiful. You can follow me on Facebook, Lefford Divine. So amazing. So many people, couples, singles.
I could not make it to Boya. I thought you come with my own. My share.
Unfortunately, no worry. Every month we are doing it. It was a demand, and people are demanding now. So every month now we have it once a month. So people meet, they will meet with me live.
I thought you
and
come
ask their questions.
with something for me now.
No, we'll just keep it for next month, for the next month edition.
Okay, I'll start with you, Apostle Ambe Valentine Ngwa. We are talking whether a man or woman should die for love. This love we are talking about, does it really exist in marriage?
Yes, of course. There exists love. God is love. God is the foundation of love. And since we are made out of his image, we are all products of love. And since God created humans and God is love, I'm sure we carry the very DNA of love like God. So to debunk the fact that love doesn't exist it will be an abuse to the concept of love. But the issue is, what kind of love are we talking about?
Yes, in the context of a relationship.
Yeah, so we're talking about, there are different kinds of love. There's the agape love, the one that God shared his love for the world by dying to save humanity. There is this filial love that occurs between two opposite sex, and it starts by an affection. Like I said the last time, that affection is not love. Affection is a chemistry that brings two opposite sex together. If it's affection, then we've had several affections. If I was to consider affection as love, then I must have loved at least 50 women by now. Yes, because it's not love. It's a chemistry that brings two opposite sex together. But you see, like I said, love is not just a sentiment or a feeling or a passion. Love is not just that feeling you have when you want to go after a woman, that drive. No, love is critically examining somebody and then practically accepting the person for who the person is. You are not accepting the person for what the person is going to give you, because some people love based on what they are giving. Some people love based on how they look like. Some people love because of the words that were told to them. But love is looking and accepting somebody irrespective of their flaws, irrespective of their disadvantages. Like I was called once as a pastor to go and officiate a traditional marriage in Banguran. When I traveled to the place, I didn't know that the lady, yes, in the West region, I didn't know the lady in question was a lame lady. So when I was there to officiate, they said they were bringing the brides. They brought her out, and then I saw somebody limping. Then I called the pastor and put him out. I said, "Are you sure you want to marry this girl? Because this girl is a lame girl." And what he told me almost convinced me that if I were to be the one, I would have married the girl. So you see, he accepted the girl for who she was or who she is. And despite all the disadvantages I saw in the girl, he did not see any of those things. So love varies with individuals. That's why the Englishman says beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. So what about this love? It's not the way it operates with everybody the same. Because somebody will love you because you love him in return. But that's not love. But God says what? God says, people were sinning against me, I still loved them. So to me, the concept of love is actually accepting somebody irrespective of their flaws. Knowing the good, the bad, and the ugly of somebody, yet accepting them in that condition. Because there is none as being perfect.
But it starts with the chemistry you talked about now.
That's why I say,
should we undermine that?
It should be highly, and I say it with every energy, it should be highly undermined. Nobody should build a relationship based on that feeling. That thing dies with time. It fizzles away. And if you want to build on it, once that thing dies, the relationship dies. That's one thing we must accept.
When it's genuine, it dies. When it is genuine, there's no genuine feeling.
It dies. Plantain that dies is not genuine. Trees die, they are genuine. Do you tell me that the things in nature that die, they are fake? Everything created by God dies after some time. That's the truth. So when we are talking about love, it's consciously accepting the good, the bad, and the ugly, and it varies with individuals.
So people should not lay emphasis on the feeling.
You should not lay emphasis on that feeling. I'm telling you, that is just the beginning. You see, the Bible says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. It didn't say the fear of the Lord is wisdom. It's the beginning. You can still fear God and be dull along the line. We have many people fear God and they are not intelligent to the end.
It's common to say, I love him, Daddy. I love him, Mommy. I love you, dear. What do we really mean when we say, I love you? Is that not that the feeling? Is it the considerations Apostle Lambe is talking about?
Actually, when we talk about what should be and what is, they're two different things. What should be is that it should not be founded on an emotional stage or platform. But what we find today is more of an emotional background where people feel for one another. And that feeling comes from what you see. The feeling comes from what you see, normally your eyes. The men are moved by what they see, but the women are moved by the touches and what they are told. So when they tell you something and then it goes to your five senses and hits you very hard, especially when it has to touch the brain and the heart, it becomes a big problem to your life. The central nervous system. That's where all of these things go through and they become something different. The issue of love has a part of your brain that it affects. When that part of your brain is touched, so many things can go wrong. That's why you see some people go to the extent of maybe killing or want to kill because the part of their brain is affected. Every part. That's why you see a madman can be very mad, but they will never remove, some of them will never remove their dresses.
Of course.
Because that part of their brain or their senses is still active, that you have to put on your dress. So love is also like that. When the part of your brain is tampered with, which is an emotional aspect of it, because it has to do with your five senses, how you feel, especially the feeling part. Now, this feeling issue also has to do with the kind of love affairs you've had before. You know, it depends on who can trigger it to a particular extent, because love varies, emotions varies based on how far you have gone with whoever, especially those who can trigger a woman to a very extent that she forgets about any other man. And there are some that you cannot trigger them. No matter what you do, they have something they are looking at, and when they don't see that, they are not moved. So this issue of love has a platform, and we should look at it from different angles. We should not just look at it from the issue of emotions, or we should not look at it for the issue of reason, because a lot of people go into it and they say love is blind, love is blind. But obviously love is blind, but marriage is an eye opener. Marriage will open your eyes someday. It will make you to see some things that you never saw. So I think that looking at love from the angle of emotion is a very bad idea. Okay. And that's why so many people go to the point of killing themselves and do so many other wrong things. Like what we are talking about, should people die because of love? Now, when they talk about that aspect of death, is allowing emotions to ride over you instead of reason. What you don't see life. You just think that you live alone. But you don't know that you are made up of your community, you're made up of a family, you're made up of many other things. You're not just made up of that particular man you find yourself with. So that's why we look at love from all those angles. When we look at it from there, we'll come back to say love is both feelings and reason put together. It gives you a better part of life. And especially when you have the fear of God in you, it will guide your love towards the path of righteousness. When you want to go astray, God will always tell you, hey son, listen, come back here, I will tell you some things, and he will console you. The Holy Spirit will console. They call it the Holy Spirit, the comforter, to be able to talk to you even in time of love. But unfortunately, many people have neglected the Holy Spirit in their love. They have expected, they have put aside God in their love, and that's why so many things go wrong today in our society. People die every day, like this other guy in Australia who killed himself because he found that the wife was pregnant with twins, and so on and so forth. A lot of people were heading off Dubai, were heading to other places, where even in America, a pastor had to kill the wife. Mm-hmm. And you ask yourself, why did that go to that point?
Yes, that is the question I'm asking Apostle Lefort. Yeah, should a partner kill another because they left them? For example, the case in the United States,
where pastor.
Yeah.
I would really like to thank you so much. I would really like to say something. Every time love is approached from an emotional point of view, I feel so disturbed.
Okay.
Because the moment I was talking on Sunday and I said something, you don't feel love. You see, you know love. I don't know. You don't feel. The Bible said, "This is love. This is how we know love. Not this is how we feel love." That God laid down His life. I'm not, because I don't want us to sometimes when they hear we tend to spiritualize it, and sometimes someone will be like, "There's somebody out there who is listening to me who does not even know how to maybe that I talk about the Holy Spirit and everything. They are even afraid. So I don't even know who has this Holy Spirit is comfort. I want us to calm down. Now the thing is this: you know love. Love is an experience. When I say no, it means as long as we only talk about emotions. That's why you see last time we kept talking about emotional intelligence. Are you understanding me? Because love is far beyond feelings. As a human being, even animals have feelings, whether it's anger or all of these things. So when people begin to get to this extent of killing somebody, know that the result, because like I said last time, every time we mention the word love, all of us have a different picture of what this love is all about. And it's so important we understand this. So the moment we keep emphasizing emotions, every time people just say, I feel. That's why you see Apostle Valentine was emphasizing that if this feeling is the foundation, if this thing is the reason why you want to take a person and be with all your life, it can't go, because feelings fluctuate based on temperature, your financial level, your hormonal level. In fact, yes, you can be down and they say your momo and later you just discover that you had all the energy in you. There's some things that even money solve. You see this emotional fluctuation. So I have this problem when we approach it just from that. You know, it means that there is no love without knowledge, and if knowledge is involved, reason must come to play. So we cannot be talking of love and approach it just from a feeling. This sexual attraction is not love. Even financial attraction, because people can attract you for different reasons. That's why someone say, I like this one for this, I like this one for this. Let's be honest about that. But when we start talking about marriage, you must have a reason why you are getting married to that person that can transcend your emotional fluctuations, that can be able to transcend your moods. Something that is relevant to keep you beyond. We're talking about you have to stay with somebody for all your life. You must know something. It's not about feeling. I always say it means that there is something you know that can keep that person beside you. And when you start hearing all of this, it's a result of lack of emotional intelligence in our world today, where people, like I said last time, this is not only about marriage. I've seen people build big organizations, big ministries, big things, and one emotional decision destroys it all. There's a movie called Game of Thrones. If anybody has watched it out there, you see a woman who built a very big thing, raised up people, do everything. Then at the last end, when she had everything and she had to just do, I always tell people, even when they say women are weaker vessels, it's not just about the bones. It's mostly because they are more moved by their emotions. So you have not answered my question, eh? Yes. I've asked the question. So. Yes, I was asking the question whether another should take the life of a partner because they left them. Because they left them. Okay, now this tells me, like I said, I was coming to that point. Because the person will say, it is love. I am saying it is not love. Because some people will be like, you don't understand it. This love will take my head go. There is no love that should warrant you to infringe. Not even God does it. Love is a choice, and that choice should never infringe on another person's choice. So you don't have that choice to take another person's life. Okay. Yes, the lone lady is in the house. How do you understand that because a lady leaves a man, the man decides to leave the man for another man, the man decides to take their life, or vice versa? A woman does that. So.
All right. Good evening, Mr. Kamer, and everyone here, and good evening to everyone watching us today. First of all, like the pastor said, love is building the foundation with God. So the first thing first on having a relationship with a man or a woman, first of all, you should bring in God first. And I don't think there is anywhere in the Bible where they say we should love our partner, or the Bible said women should submit and the men should love their partner. So most of the times we see that it comes from the side of the women, because women really, we are too emotional. It's true, men are emotional, but sometimes they can manage it. So to me, I don't think it's right for someone to take their own life because of love, because I think Jesus Christ already gave us more than enough love, to the point that he gave his life on the cross of Calvary for us. So that should be an example that we should follow, that we above everything, someone died on the cross for us. We shouldn't die for another person. And beside that, I feel like if you die for somebody, life continues. The person is not going to be there tomorrow to go down to the grave with you. The next day, the person might have another partner to even come for your burial. So killing yourself or taking off your life or killing somebody for love, to me, it's not acceptable at all. No matter how bad the situation is, I just feel like we as human beings, we should think about our values. But do you understand the man who engages in that? Do you understand what the man might have gone through? These are some of the experiences that we should share. Yeah. Yes. There is no, I think that people have been abused emotionally, yeah, but there are a lot of victims out there, but I don't think it is right to take your life. There is no point in time should you take your life. For someone like me, I would say, if I have to think about my value, what I have to give to the society, I don't think a human being is worth dying for, because just by killing myself, I'm killing my family. I'm killing my future kids. I'm killing, I'm killing an entire generation. I'm killing someone that will listen to me tomorrow, to speak and feel alive and feel good and feel strong. You know. So why should I kill myself for somebody?
Yeah.
And if a relationship is toxic, please walk away. You just have to leave.
You're talking from the posture of the counselor. I want Apostle. I want us to put
ourselves in their shoes.
In the shoes of the man who makes up that decision to go kill the woman and the kids because the woman left them. Can we understand?
I look critically on that point, and I want Apostle to say something, and I will come to say. So,
should a man kill himself or kill the person that disappointed him? That's the question we are asking here.
Yes.
Because one is that people kill themselves because they're disappointed, and there are people who kill others for disappointing them.
Yes.
So, on what grounds are we standing now? Is it?
I'm saying that a man, because a man is living with the wife. The wife dumps him for another man, and because he cannot take it, he decides to do away with the woman. If I cannot get you, no.
It happens every day. Even Moliko there, that thing happens.
Yes. But I want us to put our shoes in the
put ourselves in the shoes.
Yes, ourselves in the shoes of the man. What could have happened, and that would lead a man to be taking such a decision?
One of the things I have to make people understand is there's something we call love and there's something called infatuation.
Okay.
Infatuation is a crazy passion over somebody where you want to probably achieve something. Love is resilient. In Songs of Solomon, it says love is stronger than death. That's what the scripture says. Love is stronger than death. If love is stronger than death, which means death is a subject to love. How can love cause somebody to die when love itself is stronger than death? If a man chooses to kill a woman for leaving him, the man has complex problem. I have to just be very clear and raw this evening as it is. You must be an idiot. I'm sorry to use that word. A continental buffoon to first of all think of killing a woman just because she decided not to stay with you anymore. It's because you don't know who you are. Because if you know who you are, nobody can influence you to go your life. Because you did not come on earth only to marry. You came to do so many things that departure of that woman should not close the 95% of things you are supposed to do, because that marriage covers only 5% of the agenda. Except you came on earth to get married only. Then you will understand that when a woman leaves you, you will kill the woman or kill yourself. But if at all you know that out of that marriage, your purpose first and foremost is not marriage. Marriage is a byproduct of purpose. Any relationship is a byproduct of purpose. So if at all I am alone, can I still fulfill purpose?
Of course.
How many lives will I affect? If I die or if I kill that woman, I go to prison. Do you know how many destinies I will cage because my relevance will no longer be important in the society? Sure. It is the absence of self-discovery that make men kill themselves for a woman or kill a woman because of them.
True.
Concluding that without them, your life is worthless.
That is to tell God that God did not even know why he sent you on earth here. It's the woman that decided if you came on earth, and she will decide if you are going to leave the earth.
There's somebody wrote to me that he has gone through hell.
Mr. Leo,
Did he kill himself?
Listen, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. Emotional torture can only be deepened if you persistently stay around people who offend you emotionally.
Sure.
As long as you are seeing them, you get offended. If you leave that environment and go to a strange environment, meeting new faces, sometimes the concern of others will easily make you forget the torture of others. Yeah. If you stay in an environment where you have been tortured emotionally, that picture of the environment and the persons in question will keep on refreshing the wound. The best way to walk out of emotional torture is to relocate.
Instantly.
You abandon the job.
Instantly.
What is job concerning you as compared to your life?
Okay.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to look at it from various angles.
Okay.
Like I usually have conflict with like with Edith, because you know she expects that as a pastor you're supposed to say it in the pastoral way, especially in the Pentecostal style. But I'm talking as a counselor and a sociologist on certain issues that has to do with his emotions. These particular emotions that lead someone to kill the other is influenced by so many factors.
Okay.
Not necessarily not necessarily maybe a feeling. It can be a karma you're paying. It can be some curse that comes from your family. It can be something haunting your destiny.
Suicidal spirit.
Yes, suicidal spirit. It comes from different reasons and different. It can also come from an anger you had not treated in your life. You know, not because you really loved, but because you think you should revenge. Because most at times this is the word of revenge. Okay, look at this news I watched on Equinox, I think today, where this girl was killed after realizing that the man he was with is married, and then she wants to move on with her life, and the man killed him and dumped him somewhere else, and then they just discovered the body. And
the custom lady.
Yes, the custom lady. Now that came as a result of not love, but because the man had an agenda. What was that agenda? He wanted to get enough money for himself and be able to do some things about his life, because he was already taking money from the woman and then all the achievements they were making and putting it in the name of the children, not necessarily in his own name or the wife's name. It was in the name of the children. Now, so the agenda of someone taking another person's life for love, because they leave them, it's not necessarily for love. It can either be for revenge. It can either be, I don't want to see another man sleeping with you, either because of the kind of times I had with you, or like that. Like I said, this issue of love can push you, especially when it comes to the emotional side of it. It can push you to do some things, and after you've done it, you regret. Take for this from experience, these young girls that go and they treat people's father everywhere, like in Moliko there, where they treat people's fathers anyhow, and then finally they go and meet a boy that they want to hook their life or destiny. Don't you know that something thunder is going to fire them? Yes, something. Yes, you go and meet a young boy who is desperate. Some of them came from funny backgrounds, and those things begin to haunt them. And the next thing they see you like animal. They see you like a beef they want to kill, because it is not love. Love will never allow you to kill somebody. Instead, love will always cause you to see the other person's destiny and the future, and you can sacrifice your pride. You can sacrifice everything to see that person will be happy.
No.
Now, I can tell you something. I've had situations where 5 different girls left me. No, it's not a joke. Before I finally got married to my wife, 5 different girls left me. Because like an early age, from the age of about 22, 23, I began engaging girls. Because I was hot, I'm emotional. I was like, I wanted to be, yes, this is not, yes. So I began engaging. Not that I was dating them per se. I wanted to marry them. As a matter of fact, I've even gone to the church committee and told them about those issues. But do you know that after 1 year, 2 years, they began to leave me. The first one left. The second one left. But when they left, they began to come back. Because of what? My reaction. What I did. When you leave me, I will make sure that I beg you. I do my best to beg you. Try to say that, please, look at it again. Maybe you should reason it out together. But now when you insist and you refuse, I will keep friendship with you. I will be nice to you. I will call you just to greet.
Yeah, but your situation is simplistic. I want us to look at 2 case scenarios. When I announced somewhere that I was going to discuss this, somebody sent me their experience. They told me that they met this lady. They sponsored the lady through high school, and then went to ENS, and then after graduation, the lady used the money and then left. And I've had a situation of a lady also who has complained that she met this guy. The guy was so broke, worked so hard for this guy to be who they are. Because from everything, we are looking at it from the very simplistic. We are looking at the investments. Yes.
One of these girls I was talking about, I had to sponsor her through university.
Asha.
Yes. It's not a joke. She was in the university only for me to go to the Bible school and she would send me a message that, sorry, she has seen another person she wants to get married to, and the man was working in the Guinness. And then when I came back, I moved on with my life, and I was like, oh God, I trust in you. I believe you can heal my heart and move me forward. And what happens? She began to send me messages that I'm a wicked man. It means I did not love her. I said, why? He said, because you did not fight for me. If you loved me, you would have fought for me.
No, okay. That's your case issue. Yes. No, let him come and then.
Yes.
Yeah, this is because that is why I said every time the word love is mentioned,
Yes.
people have different images. That's why there are some women, you go and remove them from a man who is beating her, she will go back there.
Yes.
And I know girls say that if a guy does not beat me, the guy does not love me.
There are tribes like that too.
Not just tribes. You see, it's a whole mindset. Are you getting me? Now, but there's something I want to say concerning this case. True love does not own the person. This is something that people have failed to understand. Marriage is not me owning you. It's me creating an environment where you are free enough to be your best self.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yourself.
To be your best self, to fulfill purpose, and then together, because one can chase 1,000 and two should chase 10,000. It means two are better than one, but two might still not be better than one. So you are looking for a two that's better. I always say it's not 1.5. I should not be meeting 1.5. I told some ladies, I said, I am looking for a full person. I'm not looking for half. It means that you will not be the first baggage I'm carrying. I am bringing you to help carry luggage. You will not come and be the first luggage I'm carrying plus my bag. Why did I not just carry my own bag and be going alone? Are you getting what I'm trying to say? This is it. Even God does not force his love on us. How dare humans try to do that? He doesn't. He expressed everything and showed you how much he loved you, but you still make a choice to come to him. You still make a choice to be with him. So if God is love, we must see love in this angle. Love is not you owning and control. You see, it's because people have this image of I own you. And that's the reason why, even especially among Christians, I say this even amongst pastors of counsel.
Why don't we see this the other way around? That if sincerely you think that he does not own you and that you are not going to spend the rest of your life with them, you should not also accept a lot of investment.
No, please. That ownership. That ownership I'm talking about, right? Yes. I'm talking about the mind of the vengeful person, because this is what brings revenge.
Yes.
I'm saying this because the truth is, when people go after, I told you, and let me say it here, any love that somebody walks away from you, I don't care how much he invested, and you feel like revenge, it was not love.
It was not love.
Yeah.
It wasn't love.
Yeah, but should we also not look at the fact that women and men should not just be receiving?
Yeah, now ask us to give advice. That would be good, but let's be careful. But let's first talk about it.
Yes.
So the receiving part, to me, I just feel like people are greedy. First of all, outside there, a lot of people are so greedy and self-centered. So, and with all what is happening in the world today, most women and most men are just out there to receive, and automatically the artificial love will come in when those things are there, when it's available, when there is money, there is clothes, or there is the availability of what you want at that point in time. You automatically love the person. So, and then when it starts reducing, you find yourself not loving the person anymore, because the person is no longer there to please you. Some people love people because of maybe for sex. You can say, I love this guy because he's always there to please me. Some girls have like 3-4 boyfriends. They love all of them, real love, because one is there to give money, one is there is handsome to take out to hang out with, the other one is there maybe to he has a car you love, but immediately this guy goes broke or this girl goes broke, the love finishes. There's no love there anymore.
There is something Apostle brought up here, and all of you guys are saying the same thing, that love is not emotions. Love is not the feeling.
No.
Now, are you people now justifying that? Because when it is common for us to say you cannot love 5 persons the same way, you must have one that you love. If we now say that emotions is not part of love, it means that it is normal for a guy to go out with 10 ladies,
yes,
based on understanding, since it's not the feeling.
Well, that's what brings up polygamy now. It's just an understanding. It's not love.
It's not the feeling. Yes.
So let me come in. The truth is, we have not said that love has nothing to do with emotion.
Yes, that's what
we are saying that you cannot build love based on
emotions.
Yeah.
Which means that if you see this woman, because the shape is good, the shape is good, you build on it. You see this other one,
yes,
maybe she's financially fine, you build on it, and then you build 10 now. It's not emotion.
The mistake comes when somebody has a shape that is not complementing your purpose, has a finance that's not complementing your purpose, has the height does not complement your purpose. Many good things can be in women. The only woman that will be more important to you is the one that comes to accomplish or fulfill what God has called you to do. Now, if you don't understand this, That's the reason why it is possible to marry a God-given woman who understands your purpose and still look at another woman's buttocks and get attracted. Why? Because men are moved by looks. It doesn't mean that because you love a woman and marry her, you will never and ever admire another woman. It's not.
It's natural to,
it's a
natural to be emotional.
How do we make women to understand this and for men also to understand it?
That's why.
Does it apply with you guys that you marry a man, but you see admire other men out there?
Yes, there are a lot of cheating wives.
No, not cheating wives. No, I don't want to use that word cheating. Because somebody will feel like, no, let's not be too Christianic here.
No, I'm not being Christianic. No, I'm not being Christianic.
No, who's a cheating, right? I have a problem. Admiration is not cheating.
Okay, let me say this.
Yeah.
Let me answer
Please. I'll come back to you. He's talking.
The truth is this: there are realities that we are not willing to express publicly. But I will talk. I'm not moved by people. I will say it here. I am married. I love my wife. She's complimenting me. But there are women I have seen things in them I admire. It's not storytelling. I've seen other women. My wife is watching this program. She knows I'm a human being. If I look at a woman, I can say, wow, this is God's creature. This is admiration.
Use another word. Do you allow your emotions to go for them?
Of course you cannot allow emotion, because your emotion belongs to your wife. Your emotion belongs to your wife. But the truth is, you cannot claim that every other thing that God has created is not compared to what you have in the house. It's a lie.
Yeah, so it's mere pretense that I don't.
No. I admire God's creature. I admire the beauty of a woman. I can even voice it out, and I say, wow, this girl is beautifully and wonderfully made. That doesn't mean that that beauty is enough reason for me to spend the rest of my life with her, because she might be beautiful like that physically and mentally and purposeful wise. I bring her. When that beauty cannot complete my purpose, it will turn to ugliness.
Okay, but as a man, should you even want to find out how the beauty can? No.
Okay. Okay.
You don't want us to say the truth now.
No.
You want us to begin to live in oblivion.
Apostle is really spiritual now.
No,
because
I'm not spiritual.
Apostle, have you ever looked at a woman and feel? Not admire, feel for the woman. That's what I'm trying to look at. Because every other day, people who are genuine, like let's say if you are not a spiritual person that is so committed to your spiritual cause and everything, when you look at a woman, somehow you feel something. You see an attraction. That attraction is not just an admiration, it's something that comes from within. Now, they use TDJ says, don't allow your erection to give you direction. Yes, you may feel for it, but you can coordinate that feeling to something positive. That's why you see a lot of people survive in marriage, because they coordinate their feelings to positive things.
But do you see some women, you admire them like he says, and then you have feelings for them?
Yes.
What is the feeling?
I do. That's spirit of lust.
I do.
Wait.
What do you mean by spirit?
No, it's not the spirit of lust. No, you feel that you did not go for some kind of acts.
Yes.
It is the action that you begin to think. If you begin to say, if I have sex with this one now, how will it look like? That's when you begin to go for lust. But you see somebody, a girl can pass here and you feel your body dangerous. Especially some of these girls that are seductive. There are some of these, like some of these ushers that we have in some of our churches. Those ushers are very dangerous. They can cause so many problems. You will look at a girl that's going to show you all of that service will be in your mind. Yes. Now women have stopped wearing short skirts. They now wear long skirts, but the long skirt is holding them so tight, and you see all the shapes and everything that is there. It triggers you to something different.
They call it packaging.
Oh, packaging. You see all the pants prints, you see all the breastwear prints, you see everything intact. And then very long, it's cover their leg and cover their shoe. At the end of the day, what happens? Now, we want to be real about some things like this, especially this is a period of love and period of emotions. So people are giving out positive emotions and all the like. We get so frank in order to do what, to address some things. You don't allow it to carry your mind to somewhere. Yes. Now, you give reasons why this feeling should not drive you to the negativity. Yes, you give it. Because at first, even like in the church, at first people used to be very holy. That's why they cover head ties, some kind of long things and everything, because they want people should not be seductive. But unfortunately today, everywhere you enter into places, you in the churches, sometimes you girls will sit and open their legs and so kind of things, very straight, but they've put a long broken that is so there, just right up there, and you ask yourself questions, what is going on? That's what attracts you to some women. And when you get there, you don't even find anything. You go there, you don't even find something reasonable. You can say that this is love or this is life. All is a seductive thing. Okay, that's why some people, after you sleeping with some girls, and you instead hate them. Like in the Bible, there was this young man that wanted to sleep with his sister. He craved to sleep with the sister until there was just no way to do it. And he pretended to be sick so that the father would send the sister to come and give food. And when the sister came, he raped the sister. And he hated the sister than the love he ever had for. So that's the kind of thing we're talking about. When that feeling has come, if you don't direct it correctly into something else.
Yes, Apostle, you.
Yes, no, I'm very. This thing is getting too. It's sometimes.
Get it basic.
Yes, make it. Don't worry about it. Yes.
Because, like when you're talking, you can admire somebody and you don't feel. We're afraid. We're afraid to do some works. There are some girls in the past year.
Yes.
And you are still no stand. It means something be wrong with you. Yes.
Or something is troubling your mind.
No, either you are distracted.
Yes.
Let's be honest. Because the sense of that immediately our started jumping and say spirit of seduction. This is the kind of thing that has killed our Christians, because they try to pretend from reality, and instead of making spirit. Now you can comfortably say that. No, I'm talking. You can comfortably say that. Yes, you can comfortably say that, because as a woman, you might need a touch to get excited. A man does not. You can just pretend. You can just make as if you want to move that dress, and it's enough for a man to be sexually aroused. And there is nothing wrong. Even you are Archbishop Pope what? It's not spirit of. It is my hormone. You are very active. In fact, most visionaries are very sexually active. In fact, it is known that your sexual passion. Yes. Listen, it is even known that people are very forceful in life are always very, very sexually active. Now let's put this, because let's stop putting a title. These are the culture we come and say in church, and some people will be like, and then a guy will go behind. I remember one time I've dealt with a lot of masturbation cases, a lot of things, and sometimes we heal people when we don't tell them this truth. So when a woman or when a man, because some sisters out there will feel like it means if my master doesn't say, so it means saying now to be wrong with me. No. And this is also the reason girls go, they're not planning to sleep with a guy. And when the guy starts insisting, they say, no, brother, respect yourself. Because they did not know this truth. You will enter a boy's house, who is your boyfriend, enter the bedroom. He's living in his one-room house. I say don't struggle. I say the only force he said they look for TV. What they say me, you go fresh it up. You fresh it up, you feel you know wear your clothes, you wear back your towel. Can't shut up parlor, chop daddy house, he only shut up on that side. Now
that one is even very fun. No, this other one most we are seeing outside.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying this thing is real. He was in the bar. And that's why some girls, when they see, they'll be like, Master, focus here. And you see a girl is going, and the guy is looking there, even forgets that the boy. When you understand the man, even like we were advising last time, wear nice things for your husband. It's because men are triggered that way. No, we are spirit of. If a girl, there's a touch, if a girl touch you and you are not erected, go to the hospital, check yourself, I'll call for prayer. Oh. It's very important.
It depends.
Yes, but why are you surprised by this? In biology, they say they are responding to stimulus now. Why do you think that a girl that is beautiful, that is seductively dressed, does things in a particular manner should not move a man because that man is married to you?
Well, I don't think that way, Mr. Leo.
No, you said the spirit of love.
No, I
you said.
Yeah, I said spirit of love because what we commonly say in church, that is a spirit.
Said, but you're not saying the right thing.
Said. Yeah. I know it's not the right thing I said, but if you want to be biblically, you say it's spirit of, like you said, we should make it basic. Yeah. I know that 90% of men do amayos out there, and most of the time women we misinterpret it because the concept, like Apostle rightly said, that most people are not educated about the fact that men are just naturally attracted. Like you can sit with your husband or your partner, and you see he's focused on another woman more than you. So that's why, like he rightly said, women are advised to step up their game as well in their relationship. Like you should act like a side chick and act like the main, like the wife. Yes, because it's normal because most at times it occurs when the women, once you get into a relationship and you're comfortable and with all the emotions on the foundation, you abandon yourself. When you abandon yourself and you don't make up anymore, you don't look beautiful anymore. I'm confident I am here. He told me, because we women, we love with our heart, not the head. A man will tell you he loves you. I take it wholeheartedly and like, okay, so I'm going to die for this love. And at the end of the day, you start abandoning yourself. You don't dress with sex like the way he met you on the road, and then you start marrying girls. Automatically, you the pain.
Let me ask a question now. Are you saying that even techniques, every day you are seductive, you touch him, you massage him, and you do all these things, he will not admire any other woman?
There is no remedy for a man not to admire a woman.
Okay.
There is no remedy. Every man communicates with your mind.
You can cast the spirit of lust out now.
It's difficult because in the pastors you cannot cast out the spirit of lust. Even in pastors, they appreciate and they admire girls in church. No, seriously, they do. And she loves them.
Them who came from space, may I speak?
Good evening, Mr. Kumpan. Is an interesting topic, but controversial topic today. Loving it, love is kindness, humility, giving, understanding, sharing, enhancing, teaching, and more. Anita Eno Takan writing there. Good evening, Mr. Liu and all panelists. No reason is enough for anyone to take his or her life, be it for love or any situation. Prince Herman is writing from Opa Muya. Good evening to you in the studio. Men of God, some confessions are good only to God and Papa in Lord, and not our wives. So my okay, Atem Elvis is writing from Douala. Oops, very long. Hello, Mr. Liu, please adjust the images. Thank you. I don't know what is wrong with the images. Can you check? Good evening, family in the studio. I love the program. For me, love is general something. Not to love a single person. Marriage or relationship is different from love. In our social today, we have but sexual love. Raymond, writing from Limbe. Any woman who dies for love was not in love. Rather, she was involved in love. Love that concerns sex must have some limits of expressions and level of reaction when met with a situation negative. Please tell the panelists to try to situate themselves within the context. Tado is writing from Douala. Good evening, Mr. Kuman. All the panelists like your program and has made me for long now to always be home before 7 p.m. God bless you. Your choice of topics teach and build up my brain every day. Your choice of panelists encourage me a lot. Greetings to Apostle Ambe Valentine from Ikamba Ntui in Yaoundé. Mr. Leo, good evening. Your topic this evening is very good. This topic is very worrisome, as most relationships can make either the man or woman die for another. When either partner puts the love in extra gear, it may lead to devilish tendency. Kukangumba, writing from Sopo in Boya. Good evening, Mr. Leo. This is James from Yaoundé. Just want to appreciate Apostle Ambe Valentine for his real man of knowledge and wisdom. Good evening to you all. I'm excited to know today that I don't feel love. I know love. This is something very powerful I have learned today from the love Dr. Apostle Lefo Divine. Thank you very much, sir. Stephanie Nganyu, writing from Moliku in Boya. Good evening to all the panel members. My own contribution is that I think we should have self-love. You cannot love others without loving yourself. Someone capable of committing suicide can kill a community. The cops should be punished for wrongful death. No man or woman should ever die for love, putting his or her family at grief and in shame. Thanks, Mr. Liu. Alhaji Wambara, writing from Federal Quarters in Boya. Good evening, Mr. Liu and co. I think love is a choice, and when accept it will become a contract, either verbal or contractual. So in any contract there is a breach, and that is just one of the consequences of the breach of the said contract. So how you end depends on your commitment to the contract. Figure is writing from Bamenda. Valentine died for love for a woman whom we don't know her name, who perhaps moved on with her life. This means his death was irrelevant. Anyone who dies for love is a daughter or son of Valentine. God is love. He died for you and I to be saved. Good evening to all in the studio. Sulika is writing from Chang. Dear panelists, one can't predict in this subject without being in the situation. Even a well-groomed and prepared-minded person can act negatively in such situations. Never can I die for another person. No one lives for another, so shouldn't die for love. Oldest tapper in Aku in Bambili. Good evening, sirs. Great topic. Thank you very much. Good evening to all in the studio. I am Noko Alfred from Kumba. No, both should not die for love, because I believe it's one's mindset to love, so it's a two-way sensation. Apostle Valentine Ambe Ngwa, should somebody commit suicide because they were cheated?
You know, we are still circulating the same thing. It should somebody commit suicide because they were cheated. There are some things I want to put on ground.
That is, you live with your wife, Apostle, and one day opening the door,
you find another person on your wife.
Yes.
And then you commit suicide.
Yes.
The truth is, the person that came to you came to compliment you. The person did not create you. You were a creature. They came to compliment you. If the compliment, French man say le compliment. If the compliment of a particular soup can cause the whole pot of soup to be thrown away, it means the compliment is more important than the pot of soup. If you are cooking a pot of soup, I think that Maggi is a compliment. Salt is a compliment. And that there are people who can cook soup without putting salt or Maggi based on their health condition. That woman is called a compliment, which means the soup without that compliment can still be consumed. Your life without that person in question has a particular agenda on earth. In the absence of that woman, your destiny can still be fulfilled. Then you allow something that is a compliment in the pot of soup, because I see that woman as a compliment.
And the woman sees you as a compliment.
She sees me as a compliment.
But you are the head there.
Head compliment or body compliment or side compliment is compliment. If the woman sees me as a compliment, it means in my absence, she has a life and she has a purpose. If I see her as a compliment, even if she's not there, I still have my life, I have my purpose. If I kill myself, I've killed a generation. That depends on what I was supposed to accomplish. So why should an individual cause me to betray a generation? I say this thing falls back to lack of assignment, lack of self-discovery, and lack of self-worth. If you know your value, no human being should be strong enough by emotion, sentiment, feelings, or what to cause you to die. As I'm standing here now like this, my wife is not here. I'm imparting destiny. If I leave here, go outside, I will cast out a demon. My wife is not there. I'm imparting destiny. I have written a book. My wife did not write one page. I'm fulfilling destiny. I drove my car and I came here. My wife is not inside that car. I'm fulfilling destiny. So why should I allow a subject in my life to destroy every other subject in my life? I told my wife one day in church, I said, before you came to me, I'll give you my heart to God. So I've given you my liver. My heart is not in the hand of my wife. My heart is in the hand of God. Because I love my wife, I've given her my lungs. Those of you who give your hearts to your wives, then you don't know who to give your heart to. God is the only person, if you give your heart to, he will not hit on the ground. So because I love my wife, I've given her my lungs. If she doesn't manage it well, I'll give her my intestine and take the lungs back.
Man of God, it's not easy with you. Good evening, Mr. Kum and all the panelists in the house. Any woman that dies for a man is a big-time fool. Life has no duplicate, so you have to love yourself before anyone else. Faith is writing from Yaoundé. Good evening to you, Faith. Good evening to you in the studio. For me, love is all about emotions. Kayeta Marshall writing from Limbe. Kayeta thinks that it's about emotions. Apostle Pastor Alfred, how easy is it for a partner to forgive a cheating partner? Is it easy?
You know, all these things have so many things involved. It's not just a matter of forgive, I forgive. There must be so many other things around them. You think of other things before you decide to say, I forgive you. Yes, but if you're not useful to your partner, you don't play a very sensitive role in the life of a partner, to forgive you becomes very difficult. But the roles you play in the life of your partner will push that partner to forgive you very fast, because they know the benefits they will play. These things are happening every day, everywhere. There are women, you know, even among preachers and so on, find ourselves in some kind of things, and you're forced to see your wife there with you, and, you know, standing with you, and even your church members, they still stand with you. Because of what? They know who you are to them, and they know what they benefit from you. Us out there, we are insulting you, but the people in there are not insulting you. Because of what? They know your worth, your relationship we have with them. So they can easily forgive you and move on, because they believe that it is something. I know of a case that we're trying to handle, and the lady involved, a man slept with the daughter of a lady, and they were trying to handle the issue. It's the woman that was supporting the person that slept with the daughter. It's the man that was supporting. He says, I tried to talk with him. He explained to me that is how I grew up. It's part of their family, and so on and so forth. So yes, she understands. He said, I saw it as a problem in his family, so I decided not to take it serious. Because of what? She has given her mind to understand. Now that's why I say that for people to easily forgive depends on what they know about their partners, or how open their partner also is to them, to reveal themselves, to make themselves like, this is it. This is me. Now, David said, in sin did my mother conceive me, when he committed that kind of a sin. So he knows that is part of his life. Even if he tries to do what? He came from a family that is generational something. Solomon even took from him and got 700. David had about how many? About 40 or something. But Solomon came up and took the thing very wild. It took 700 wives and 300 concubines, because it was genetically passed to him and some things. Now, if you just want to throw a man or a woman because they cheat on you, then you should be asking yourself questions. What was the value you have over that person? Yes. What was the value you have? What really prompted you to go to that person? You didn't really know your value. So you just look at the cheating and you want to conclude on it. Now, sometimes cheating instead helps you to build a better family at the end. What do I say? What do I mean? When a man cheats and then he finds out that you can forgive him, it makes him to be more conscious never to go back to such things again. He even comes back and concentrates more to the house. But when you try to hold him, you push him away. And when you push him away, he finds himself in the hands of people who could talk to him and still trust him and still love him. Another woman that will tell him that, I still believe in you, I still trust you. What happens? He will never come back home. And that's why we have lost a lot of people. Yes. So I am saying that, I am saying this. If someone must forgive you, he must know something about you, or has a value in them that push them to do what they do. And then some of us that really have women that don't fear God or some kind of things, it's difficult for them to. They'll just tell you that you have cheated your own, I'm going to cheat my own. I'm just going to do it. That same thing you just did. Watch me, I will do more than what you think. That's what is happening every day.
You think men don't also see me out there? That's
what they say. And they deliberately do it willingly. And when they go out, they just do it and feel free and what is happening. But now let me tell you something. What is this thing all about? Some of the things we are suffering today, we are not really the cause of them. Some of the things we are suffering today came right from the lineage where we are coming from. Some of the things we are coming today can be a spiritual attack. Some of the things we are suffering today can just be that word. Someone seduced you at the moment, but that's not your behavior, that's not your character. It can happen because someone can set you up. Why would you see a girl will come and sit and open the leg, and then pastor is preaching and you see it? What happens? your mind goes off. You want to, before you want to put yourself again, things go off. And then you find the pastor at the end of the day fall into something, and what they will say is your character. That is who you are. That is what the kind of thing is. So let me tell you, you should be able to know the character of a person and someone that is taken in a fault or someone that is taken in a sin. Know their character and know what they stand for. I think we should look at it from these perspectives. In our society today, most people who are into emotional relationship are not married people. Few married people are into emotions. The people who are into emotional relationship are mostly people who are just dating or having some affairs outside, because they know that emotion. Much of what they want is the sex aspect of it. Because when you're married, let me tell you the truth.
You simplify this thing. There are many people who start like that. They taste 1, 2, before they know it, they have constructed a home for this wife here, constructed another home for this other wife here.
Yes.
There are many of them like this here.
Yes. So
you have a man who is living with a family and has 3 other homes here.
Yes. But can you explain?
With kids.
Can you explain why a man will not feel free to do some kind of stars for sex with a wife, but can feel free with another girl out there to do the kind of stars?
Okay, Apostle. Yes. How? I don't know whether I should start with you, because he talked about for men. Let her talk for women. How easy is it for a woman to forgive a cheating husband?
I don't think women forgive. It's rare to see a woman who forgives genuinely. A woman can tell you it's okay now, but she keeps it down inside of her. She keeps it, and that's when revenge comes in, because one day she will do something that will hurt you because of that thing you did to her. So some men sometimes take it like because women have that. Women can accumulate. They can really tolerate certain things. Not that they forgive. They only accumulate and they tolerate. They hide it. They don't forgive. When a man tells you, okay, I've forgiven you, and when a man takes a decision, means he means it. But a woman can say, okay, fine, you've given me flowers, you've given me some goodies, okay, fine, it's okay. But she's keeping it. The day you're going to vex her again, she will bring up that same topic. She will talk about it. So women hardly forgive. It's not easy. It's not easy. I'm a woman. I know. So it's not easy for me to forgive a cheating husband.
With you people not knowing that you are keeping us.
Yes, that's why I watched a movie that a woman she sell food to the husband. She knows the husband is cheating, and she was like, look at this idiot. I seem like I can even poison him. And that's true. You men, you guys are risking. You risk your lives a lot. You cheat on a woman, and she's the one taking care of your home. She cooks your food. You sleep in the same bed with her. So it's women. I don't think women genuinely forgive men.
They might not sponsoring the children and paying the bills of their house.
But that doesn't make it to be a cheat. Because nowadays cheating is really rampant. Like Mr. Lowe rightly said, some men, they have a home, but they keep like 5, 6 other homes outside with kids. Like if you want to know a faithful man, come on the day of his burial. His funeral, you see kids, wives coming left and right, his will, the
like
right.
Zimbabwean honorable who just died and left 79 children.
You see. So it's very rampant today that if you want to know a real man, come on his funeral. You see a lot of sacred, a lot of kids coming up, and I don't think a woman genuinely forgives.
Okay. Thank you for revealing that secret. We did not know.
Don't set me up.
Are you saying that you
don't set me up?
You say women don't forgive?
It's a general statement. If I say women, means majority of the women do not actually.
I don't think so. I think some people fear God.
They do. I didn't say everything. It's something like majority of women keep it. They don't genuinely forgive. They don't genuinely let go of that particular part of like he cheated on me. It's painful, especially when the woman is in your house, she's committed to you. Most women, when they say, okay, I will not date again, I want to be stable with this man, they don't go outside. So why should you cheat on that kind of a woman? And some people they even cheat, they don't even hide it. They're so disrespectful.
Are you saying that women don't cheat?
Women do cheat. I'm saying in the case that a woman is in your home and she decides to be your wife, and she decides to be faithful to you, and you're cheating on her, it's painful.
What of the man who is faithful and the woman decides to cheat?
It's vice versa. The man also feel the pains. Yeah, because we all have a heart, right? We all have that hormones, like you said. We have the we have the hormones, so it's very natural that both sides will feel the pains. Okay. But a man can easily forget and tell you it's fine. He will forget about it.
It's over.
It's over. But a woman, trust me.
Now, there are situations we've seen people who have taken lives because they caught their husbands or wives cheating.
Yeah.
How do we prepare ourselves for things like this to know that this journey we are embarking on, we probably are going to meet this along the way, so that it doesn't shock us to the level of wanting to take our lives or that of a partner?
This always happens when the aspect of knowledge is not involved. I think that's one of the reasons why we're having this program.
Yes.
That's one of the reasons why we also want to prepare people before they marry. You see, some of these things happen because people have unrealistic expectations. I say this because even sometimes in church, that's why
very
sometimes
spiritual now.
Yes, yes. No, I want to say this because that's why sometimes, even sometimes when some people finally hear some things that I've seen people lose mentors or they're great men, like they say, don't meet your idol, because most of the times these great people have certain weaknesses, and a lot of times it's very easy to idealize somebody from a distance. And when people have this love they picture from Philippine movies and Indian films, and sometimes we propagate it with the kind of way the kind of messages we preach or we sound, it is so difficult for people. So there are some young people in church or in environments that idealize, and they begin to imagine. So it comes as a shock. That means there is no, for example, even the Bible we read, the great people we celebrate, who could imagine that somebody like David will stand, not only see a woman, he will take the woman, not only sleep with the woman, send that they should kill the woman's husband. And you see, this is just to tell you that anything can be possible when you let your emotions override. And that is why this thing we keep saying that if the foundation is emotional, this is where you see the truth is in all of this we are saying. When emotions override, that is where it gets to that point.
Yes.
When it's not based on knowledge and understanding, you must come to that place where when you are accepting somebody, you are accepting. I always tell somebody, until it gets to that point where we're not saying that when people are abused, they remain in marriages. That's what I'm trying to say. That you just stay there and you don't work out something. But we are saying that this cheating or this is it's a possibility in a relationship. Let's say this very clear. Cheating is a possibility, because sometimes we go and say, no, pray, let the Holy Spirit will help you. And no, even the most Holy Spirited people have fallen into that. Even the people who are in the Bible who have read it there, we have seen it. So let's be real, because sometimes when we begin to paint a picture as if something like that cannot happen, now if you know that this can happen, you have to also be aware before you marry that this can happen, and ask yourself, this person I'm married, if this thing ever happens, is this person worthy or even valuable enough for this to go? This is not in no way saying people should go out and cheat. I always tell people, when we are giving advice, suppose say it means that you try to talk to somebody, they don't know. People don't need your advice to do some things. I always say, even if you like, you shout from now to tomorrow. You get what I'm trying to say? But they should know the reality and understand that this is something that could happen. And if it happens now, the emotional intelligence and the growth level of each of the partners will determine how they will handle it.
That is before we approach the altar of marriage.
Yes.
We should know that we both are not perfect now.
Yes, it's possible.
Anything could happen, and when it happens, we should we should manage.
Yes, and they can also seek advice. Yes.
A couple came to my office. The woman was complaining about the husband. She said, I'm so disappointed that this is a man that almost lost his life and I was with him. And finally he's strong and now he's cheating. I asked the woman, would you have loved an imperfect husband or a dead man? That's the question I asked the woman. Would you have loved an imperfect man or a dead man?
Someone said dead man.
Because the truth is, most of us have men who are 10% imperfect, 90% perfect, but we want them dead.
I know, right?
Very dangerous. You go to a house, you see a man, he takes every responsibility, he takes care of the children, he follows the bills, he takes care of the woman. When the woman is not well, he intervenes, satisfies her even sexually, and then has a disadvantage or a crack in his life in that area. That woman bundles that 90% perfection of that man, buries in a dustbin, and then lay emphasis on that one particular weakness in a man's life. I'm asking that, can somebody still win in his weakness? I preached a sermon in a conference, winning with your weakness. The Bible says a man called Naaman did not have fingers. He was a leper. As imperfect as he was the person that God used to bring deliverance. Calculate the amount of deliverance that man is bringing to that family as compared to his weakness. You will need him. 1 Timothy 5:8 says, a man that does not take care of his own house is worse than an infidel. In other words, a man that has a weakness and can cater for a family is far more better than a man that does not take care of his family as a whole. This idea of us thinking that we got married to some perfect men is what is killing us. Can you weigh on a balance the importance of that man in that family and that weakness? If you weigh on a scale, you will discover that what the man covers as strength in the family is heavier than his weakness. Now, if you deny a man because of his weakness, you have equally denied his strength. And we preach a lot of weaknesses in church.
Yes, that's where my problem is.
And we have not preached the strength. And sometimes a man's strength is 85%, and the weakness is 15%. But the weakness is amplified until it swallows the 85%.
Maybe the weakness is...
I'm asking that if a man is alive, he carries every responsibility. He takes care of the children. He builds a future for the family. The wife is properly catered for, and he has that crack in his life. Let us put that man on a kilo. Between his strength and his weakness, will you still accept him with that weakness or not?
We are talking about cheating here.
That's what I'm talking about. The cheating here is the weakness.
See,
the cheating here is the weakness. Naaman was a leper, and according to the Jewish law, they did not want to see lepers.
Are you saying that if the woman
Apostle,
also cheats, you should put the
Apostle,
because nobody was born as 100% perfect person.
Apostle,
if that woman is on a wheelchair tomorrow and she doesn't have anything to do or contribute, there are some women who practically contribute nothing in that house. They give practically nothing to grow the family. They enter into that house. Then a man has a disadvantage in his life. Do you know where people come from with afflictions? Nobody prays for an affliction. Nobody fasts and asks for a weakness.
Apostle, when you say the woman brings nothing, but at least she takes care of the family, she cooks, you can monetize all of that now, Apostle.
Mr. Leo, we are talking reality. You are the one who told us to be basic. You want to spiritualize?
No, Apostle, you went into the Bible and talk about the lay part.
I'm talking about people who have had disadvantages in their lives and they have been of greater benefit to the society.
A man's weakness should never be cheating. Because cheating can also kill the family. What if you cheat outside and come with an illness?
You mean that a man should choose his weakness?
You should work on it.
One that shall never.
You should not be cheating.
To be weak.
It's not. No, that should not. Nobody
has ever prayed to be weak, and nobody has ever said a man's weakness should not be cheating.
No, it's not be cheating. This is like
his weakness.
It's like he choose to be a cheat. No,
I cannot accept that. A man should weakness not be cheating.
Means a man was.
It's like weakness is on a counter, and then they say choose. You go and choose weakness. You go and choose cheating.
No, they should work on it. The man should.
Nobody. No, I'm sincere.
I'm sincere too.
There is nobody who choose to decide or pick a particular.
A man's weakness should not be cheating. No human being's weakness should be cheating. That's unacceptable.
Wait, which are the weaknesses that are acceptable?
No, tell me that my husband.
Yes, no
witchcraft.
No, please. I want to hear the weaknesses that are acceptable in your list.
See, tell me that my husband maybe will drink.
Okay, so drinking is a weakness.
He can love not beating.
After taking
cheating now. Okay, let's break it down. You four men now. You guys.
I'm not. Oh, please don't get me wrong. No.
Am I talking?
I'm understanding you. Wait, let me break it down. You're a man of God.
Yes.
And do you accept a Christian to have cheating as a weakness? Let's be sincere.
No, I want to just know the list of weaknesses that are acceptable.
No, I prefer a man that does not. I prefer a man that maybe will not do some responsibilities and to cheat. Because cheating alone, you can bring in an illness in the house and it kills the entire family.
Problem. We have not identified what we are looking for. Yes.
Because
what triggers people to go to the extent where they can kill? That's what we are seeing. Someone has already defined a man should not have a weakness that is sex.
Yes, immediately.
So the is that man.
That's the thing. You see, that is what I'm struggling to say here. Look, I am not here to teach people how to do stuff. See, I was trying to say, yes, look, let me say something here.
I will not accept cheating as a weakness.
No, it's you now. Thank God for you. Listen, there is something we want to put here. If you cannot understand that you don't have control over certain things, this is the thing that will lead you to kill somebody.
Can I say something?
No, wait. I'm just saying that.
What I'm saying is this, right? It's not like we know every man cheats.
No, not say every man.
Now you're refusing.
No,
oh.
you say, I'm not saying every man cheats.
I'm just marrying a woman is cheating. Just I'm marrying a woman is cheating. You're an apostle, you're in church. There's a sister I'm marrying and she's sending you texts and you're responding her like I don't want to be harsh on her. I just want to take you slowly. That's cheating.
Excuse me.
It's not about sex.
Excuse me. Let me ask a simple question here. Are you saying that a man is programmed as a machine?
It's a robot.
Yes. They're robotized that this is how you must behave because this is what they
no.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying that now. A man weakness should not be cheating.
Why?
We should not capitalize on that.
Why?
No man is a robot.
No. Yes.
No man is a robot. No woman is a robot. But please, for heaven's sake, even if you want to cheat, right, don't make it to be like, okay, I'm a cheat. Yeah. No, you pronounce yourself to be a cheat. That's my weakness. I take care of you. I provide the food. I pay the bills. You're just in the house, like Mr. Right there asks you can monitor. You can put that in terms of money, and the woman is working. What if she's contributing? What if you have? What if the woman? What if you have to pay a nanny for that? What if you come back and you have to cook for yourself?
No.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, right?
There is a problem. The woman is already getting us to understand why they get to the extent of killing. Because I see Edith, the next candidate to kill someone.
Hey, God forbid.
No, because you have already conditioned. Yes, you have already conditioned your mind to the point that a man's weakness should not be cheating.
I'm against killing. I'm against suicide. If a man cheats on me, right, the best thing I can do for myself, right,
Eddie,
I will walk away.
Please.
No, I will walk away.
Can you imagine?
I will walk away.
You may not have the ability to walk away.
Why? He's holding me. He doesn't own my life.
Adrenaline can hit you.
No, not adrenaline. Do you know why? I am a woman that I've built myself. I have value. You understand me? Okay. So when I walk out there, I talk to another man, he will look at me. Who is that? If a man cheats, I'm not married. Okay. If a man cheats on me, he doesn't value me.
Excuse me,
he doesn't value me. I will not kill myself for what?
I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you. But I want us to discuss. Can Richard me?
Yes, let's talk, please.
Yes.
I'm saying that.
Yes, please.
The man cheats on you, and you think that you cannot forgive him.
I can forgive him. It depends.
Okay, let's assume that you are walking away. You are walking away because you think that a different man is going to value you because you cannot stand him.
Yes.
What if he cannot stand the fact that you are leaving him and comes after you
and kill you?
Okay, this is what happens now in relationships. I'm a woman and you're my husband. We are chatting, right? And you cheat once, I forgive you. Twice, I forgive you. The third time, the fourth time, and even the 10th, my life becomes threatened. Because why? Those women out there, they might hurt me. I might hurt my own self. Means you don't even love my life because you're cheating. Maybe you're having sex with those women. You can bring an illness and give to me.
But you're the one in the house and not them.
I mean, the one in the house, and means I'm the one carrying all the responsibilities. Because I take care of you, you only go out there, you cheat. You come back to me. If you're sick, you run back to me. So at the end of the day, I become like I'm a nanny to you or I'm working for you. That's no relationship. Okay. I rather get married and be in a home, right, with anyway, I just want to be happy in my home. I want to be happy. So even if a man has to cheat on me, right, some men do cheat, they are proper cheater, but they don't let their wives know. They don't even tell their wives. They are cheating. They do it far away. I prefer that kind of a man than the one that will show me. It's two ways. There are cheating husbands who don't even tell their wives, and there are cheating husbands who don't show their wife. Me, I'm an apostle. If my husband cheats on me more than 3 times and I forgive him, the fourth time I will walk away. I can't be tolerant. I will be tolerant. I will walk away from the relationship.
I want to thank God for your life. And
Amen.
I want to thank God for your stand.
Amen.
But I have to be very sincere with you. I'm a gentleman. Everybody knows me as a gentleman. I have to be very sincere.
Okay.
The fact is this. Nobody goes to a supermarket and choose the kind of weakness to have. A lot of weaknesses are born from the roots you come out of. If a man comes from a root that is polygamous, in his genetic line, there is a possibility.
Can I ask you a question?
No, you are not asking the questions. Yeah. You and the two, you have monopolized this debate.
Yes. I've just been so quiet because I don't really want to. I want to drive out because a lot of people are suffering. They're going through some pains, and we need to look into it.
Okay.
Yes, because when you see a woman going to that depth of saying that, it means she has some hurts in her that are really, really dealing with her. And then, and now when you talk about cheating, it means that a woman that wants to marry an African man did not find out about African men. You need to find out about African men, the kind of gene they have, their background, their father, their mother, and those things, because it becomes a common phenomenon. And not just that, the kind of community in which they find themselves and the kind of people they interact with every day. They will tell you that there are some about 70% chance for a man to cheat. What is the reason? Because the factors that are pursuing him are so many that the ones that are helping him go through some things. Now, if a woman does not want a man to cheat, or a man does not want a woman to cheat, they should play some certain roles in the life of a man. Now, sometimes you need to drop your job in order to work with your man. Sometimes you need to get a job in order to put your man in order. Because you cannot stay away all the time. You cannot be like the one that happened in Dubai. Dubai life, you go out in the morning and come back in the evening. That's what happens. And most of the time you even have to cheat is maybe during the weekends, except in situations where the guys don't have a job, but the woman has a job. So the woman goes for a job, and then the guys stay behind and sleep with other women, especially the women that just came to Dubai and they don't yet have a job. They are available for any man that wants to sleep with them. You understand? So a woman should create ample time for the man. Ample time, because men got married for a reason, and those reasons must be met. Your emotional life must be catered for, because men also are controlled by their stomach.
Women also needs to be catered for, no?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That they have to put in a lot. Most people who keep their family intact are people who they do a lot of sacrifice to be together with their spouse. You can't tell me that you're always away, and then you come back and you give excuse that you're going to look for money. It's just like a mother that goes to, you want to take care of for a baby, you finally kill the baby because you were trying to take care of the baby. It's wrong. You cannot abandon your home, abandon your husband, never give your husband food. Another, maybe a neighbor is always there helping the husband to eat, helping everything. The day you get up and give to tell them that word, neighbor will help neighbor.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. A man will never accept cheating as a woman's weakness, but they accept the ladies to not fair at all. Jeanette is writing from Bamenda. Jeanette. Okay, just take note. You are going. Yeah. Hello, Edith. You said if a man cheats on you, it means that he doesn't value you. That's not true. Take that off your brain. Them from BD. BD is Douala, yes. Mr. Leo, greetings to all in the studio. The truth is very simple to understand. The human mind is very dynamic. Both men and women have this mind of adventure, and they always want to try new things, and cheating is not an exception. Eteng is writing from Limbe. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Inasmuch as no man has the right to take away his or her life because of love, I think we should not and never consider cheating or any sexual sin as weakness. Rather, most of the sexual sins are being planned and executed, and they always start from sexual lust. Okay, Bless writing from Bokito in Bafia. Good night to you, people. Please, pastor, cheating is against the laws of God. Remember, hell is real. Know that you are preaching and teaching many. Okay. Hell is real. Yes. Wilson writing from Amanda. Greetings to all on board. This is such a lovely topic, Mr. Kun. Please, I have this question for the only lady panelist. Is polygamy better than cheating? She has taken that. I hope she will answer us. Wilson. This one says, I don't think any creature created by God should die because of love. I must tell you, women are the greatest cheats on earth. Okay. Good evening, Mr. Leo. I think the lady is being so defensive. She should try to understand what Apostle Ambe is trying to say. Alex is writing from Boya. Good evening to you all in the studio. Please presently, my husband is outside with another woman. What can I do? I'm afraid I may die before my time. Please advise me. I'm tired of this act of him. Apostle Ambe, just take note. You answer Delphine, who is writing from Delphine. Good evening. Tado Nubila from Bonaberi says the highest thing that kills love of a woman in a man is her character. Most lustful men are pushed by the nagging, abusive, egoistic, and policing nature of their women. Yeah. To be in love with a woman doesn't make you disown yourself or separate yourself from who you are. Okay, good evening to you. Good evening to everyone in the studio. Thank you, Love Doctor, for your wise words. My name is Donatien from Clark's Quarters in Boya. This one says, Apostle, good evening, Papa. You are very correct. I wish to meet you. Okay. This one says, Mr. Liu, greetings, and to the men of God in the house. I'm happy with this program. I love the way the pastors are answering the questions that God have opened up, that they also admire other women. Nicolene is writing from Bafusam. Good evening, Mr. Liu. God bless you and the panelists. Patrick writing from Moliko. I wish to say all this drama of women and men dying because of love is due to lack of the fear and the knowledge of God. Okay. Okay. Good evening. There, true love and emotional love. True love doesn't kill, but emotional love does. And Achu Innocent writing from womb. Good evening to you, Innocent. Good evening to you all in the studio. How in God's name should a man or woman die for love? I know some people are very emotional and all like, but once you understand the purpose for your creation, you understand that no reason is good enough to take your life. Stephanie Ngum writing from Boya. Good evening, Mr. Kum. There should be no reason for one to die for love. Love is patience. Love is hope. When your partner hurts you, let the hope in your love be able to sustain you while you walk him or her out of the situation. Nga Oliver Kum, writing from Boya. Good evening to you, my brother. Good evening, Mr. Liu, and all in the studio. Why should I die for love? With all this sweet air out here, we can't buy. Cheating will always exist. Now your mind. I salute Pastor Lefford Divine. Is B. Rita from Mile 6, Mancon, Bamenda. Good evening to you all. I must say the topic is very good and realistic, but what I want to know is why men feel free to perform certain sexual positions with their side chicks, but are not willing to do the same with their wives at home. Sarah is writing from Kumba. Good evening, Mr. Liu and all the panelists. I didn't cheat, but if my wife cheats on me, I will just forget about her forever. Pastor Atinga writing from Douala. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm Celine from Bamenda. Love the show. Love is a beautiful thing and needs patience to make things move right. To love is beautiful. Women love with their hearts, men with their brains, but very dangerous when a man lost in love. Okay. This concept of women love with heart and men with brains, I don't understand. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I really appreciate the men of God in the house. Jesus died for all humanity, so no man should kill himself because of love. We carry people inside us. Killing ourselves is to kill a whole generation. Okay, thank you, Apostle Lefford Divine. You got some of their worries. I hope you are going to clarify them. But if things are not working, instead of killing yourself, is divorce a better option?
I knew this was a question I've been waiting ever since.
Okay.
Because you see, when we come and we put all of these things in a box, it always falls to this. Because now somebody is asking now, Now, if you are saying I should not kill myself, I should not kill the other person, I'm a Christian, I believe in the Bible, I'm married to my wife, and this is happening over and over and over, and I believe I can't take this anymore. I will say this, and this is my personal opinion, and I'm saying it over and over. Divorce is not God's ideal, but divorce can happen. Even God has divorced Israel before. It's in the Bible. Say, I divorced them. Divorce is not ideal. Now, why I'm saying this is you must understand that, like I said, love is a choice, and the moment your will is being superimposed, the moment it becomes deadly, the moment it becomes abusive, and you can handle it through counseling or the best way you can, it is important for safety. There are certain conditions that it is important to stay away, and I'm saying this, and I'm saying it very well. Anybody who knows me, I married for a purpose, and if that purpose is not being fulfilled, I will walk away from the marriage. I'm saying this very clear. And one of the reasons why sometimes marriage gets sour in Christianity is because sometimes when people enter, there is this arrival mentality. After all, I've seen a pastor, he came to me and he was confiding in me, and he said he and his wife got up one time, and the wife, because it was in a setting where I don't want to call the name of a ministry, because sometimes people always is like an attack to a ministry, so it was in a setting where the woman knows that if they just mention anything concerning her, they will call him for disciplinary measure. So the woman travels and calls the pastor's boss and tell the pastor that this man has beaten her. They call him a meeting, and the man was asking that, which way, where did I slap or how? And you see, it went, because this is somebody who has not eaten the wife's food for over a year. The wife has never asked any question, and they don't sleep in the same room and all of that, because there's an arrival mentality. You want to do her, come on, no, may they go talk to pastor, no divorce. You see, I did not marry to define but my ministry. It's a helpmeet for my work. Are you getting me? And I want to advise anybody there who is in an abusive relationship, you should, because I know so, you're supposed to say, I'm not saying that just get up now. I'm saying that if you seek help and nothing is changing, it is okay to walk away from something you chose to enter.
Okay. So divorce is it panacea? Or you think that God says I hate divorce now?
Yes, that's Malachi chapter 2. God says I hate divorce. Hating divorce does not mean that I cancel divorce.
He divorced his.
Don't you hate me back, Queen?
You drink it.
Then you drink it now. The word there is hate. Is a misconception of scriptures.
Okay.
He doesn't like it, but he has not barred it.
No.
I've cancelled it.
Okay, in case of adultery, yeah.
Yes, he has
okay,
not
that's
barred
the cheating
it.
we are talking about.
Yeah, he has not barred
Adultery
it. He did not bar divorce. He hates it. He did not bar it. Hating something is not giving an embargo on the thing. I have cancelled a pastor to divorce, beginning with me here. The pastor got married to a woman who was HIV and then hid it. She was a boxer and never told the pastor, and was beating the pastor every day. Using knife always to wound the pastor. The pastor would jump through the window.
Wow.
So when the pastor went to the hospital to conduct HIV tests, the woman said she was surprised that the pastor does not have HIV. Then she would stand on Sunday at the entrance of the church and is sending Christians away. And then she leaves the husband's church to go and play piano in another church on a Sunday. So when the pastor came and reported the issue to me, I called both of them, tried to talk to them. But unfortunately, the lady accepted everything that the pastor said, but said she said she will repent. As we were going out of my office, I left and I looked through the window. The girl was making on the pastor like this. You will see. So the pastor came back and said, Papa, he's not going. No. I told him, divorce the woman. He called me. The pastor told me that was a fake prophet. He said, you are a fake man of God. How can you tell me to divorce? The scripture says you should not divorce. I asked him, that scripture says that if your eye will not allow you to enter God's kingdom, pluck it out. In between your wife and your eye, which one do you prefer to lose? I said, God has preached many things in scriptures in parables. These are strong meat. You are not even supposed to teach them on air. Your eye with your wife, which one If something will cause not to enter God's kingdom, which one will you lose? The man said, I cannot lose my eye now, better lose the woman. I said, okay. He left. After about a year, he came back and told me that he had decided to divorce the guy. I said, you are a fake son. I said, because in the beginning I was a fake father, now you are a fake son. Because you cannot jeopardize your life. If the lady fights with you, in the course of fighting you die, you go to hellfire. Your salvation is lost, your mission is lost, your assignment is lost, your purpose is because of a marriage. Number two, he said in the resurrection, they will not be getting married, even to marry.
There's no reward for
Which means you cannot take an earthly or a temporal satisfaction to destroy an eternal project. For your information, marriage ends here on earth, and it shouldn't define your eternity. Any temporal thing that want to snatch away my eternal life, I will clear it at the base. As much as we do us, but when things get to some height, we are left with no choice than to put the bar down and say, sister or brother, the best way to live your life is to separate it from each other. The question now is, did God ever support divorce? God authorized divorce, but he did not authorize remarry. Divorce is not a taboo in scripture. If you divorce the man and the man, you are not permitted to remarry. That is the scriptural reference. But the way you have preached the divorce, like God is totally, no. He said if a man divorces a woman, the man is get married. So God is against remarry. He's not against divorce. If you know a man like Mike Murdoch, they left him several years ago when he was barely 32. When he was 64 years, he said, I regretted ever allowing my wife go away. I think he celebrated his 79th birthday recently, Mike Murdoch, and he has not married till then. He has kept the law of God. Not that he didn't divorce. He divorced, but he has not remarried. So the word of God did not stop divorce. The word of God stopped remarry. It's when you remarry, you have a question now with it. But any abusive relationship that will jeopardize your purpose, your life, the generation of your children, I can tell you, you cannot allow a temporal satisfaction to destroy an eternal glory.
Okay, Pastor Alfred, when a woman or man gets truly big, does it help overcome temptations of wanting to cheat?
Yes,
and,
yes, so
much.
More, yeah. There's a when people they concentrate what they are doing, and it keeps away some type of distractions, because some of these people who are always idle, always on their phones trying to chat with opposite sex and so on, it causes a lot of problem. But when you are at your job, always the chances for you to begin to to be distracted emotionally and so on is really high. That you will not be attracted, you will not be distracted. Now, but the problem is, what kind of busy are you busy? What kind of busy? Because you can be busy and then still you are still doing funny things. Because we know of bankers who cheat with Okada boys. Because these Okada boys are helping themselves a lot in some of these big things. They said during break, come and let them go back to the work, because that's how it is. There was one young guy I was following. He says he's man ashawo. And they say the kind of people he deals with, men and these servants, these high class people. He said because they are too busy, so they don't have time to satisfy emotion. So they want any man to come to the life to just come and play, or cannot satisfy them. So they go and pay money with someone that knows how to satisfy a woman. So they do that. So you can be, but you still go out for some kind of things. Because of what? I am busy after I or a woman in the house who can't satisfy my emotions. And I still get up and my emotions are high and everything. And then you go to your office, maybe you see your colleagues, the women are passing and whining themselves and so on. Before you discover you're like, what if I try this? What if I try this? So you see, even in some of these high class people, they finally take their friends' wives. They finally, finally get to a relationship with some. It's very common in some of these high class offices. Because of what? The one they have takes it for granted because they are busy. He will understand. I don't have time for this. And what happens? At the end of the day, you go back and you begin to see people who are ready to do one or two things. Because take for example, my wife, somebody please check my bank account for me. And you check it, you see about 150 million. He said, please take my card. You see me after this at somewhere, please. He says, see you, what's the reason? except for business purposes, no other reason. And come around, she tells me that this is what, just imagine that you're that kind of a person that from home, you're not satisfied. What happens? From home, you're not taken care of. Sister, don't laugh. Don't laugh. I don't play with some things. I don't play with emotional things, especially. No, I don't play with it. Yes, I don't play with it because I know the kind of thing that is out there. If you take your time and you don't satisfy your wife or satisfy your husband, what they will see out there would distract them. You're looking at me like that. Don't look at me like that.
You are a man. I want you to some of the factors that push women, because it seems as if women are overtaking men in cheating. What are some of those push factors that get men and you people into this?
Get women to cheat.
To cheating.
We talk about women, married women or single.
Yeah. No, everybody.
Everybody.
Yes, but no, it necessarily not be her husband. It may be the brothers who are cheating, complain to you, and they tell you some of you. And is it to effectively stop?
Well, most women nowadays, like he was saying, busy husbands. So husbands are very carried. They are so their jobs. Like you see a man once in a month, he travels maybe to other countries to buy and sell. Some women, like some men do not satisfy them in bed. Some you will say they
must they go out with men?
Like some people say, I won't judge anyone. Some people say cheating is a nature.
Yeah, finally accepting that.
I don't accept it. You understand? I don't accept it because me, for one, if I like you said, you asked the guy that if he's going to lose his eye or the wife or something. Yeah, if he had that weakness, you have to pray over it. Let's come back to God. That is why we build our relationship or our homes in the foundation of God.
Help that man fight that weakness in his life.
Yes, but don't tell me that a weakness is you have to accept it. I cannot accept it in front of God. I will not say no, my husband is a cheat, so I just sit quiet. No, I will help him. I didn't understand your content when you said a weakness. You understand? Yeah. Me, I'm saying.
My question now, or you are this.
Okay, let me come back to your question. Yes. So, and then secondly, as he was also saying, most especially the single girls cheat a lot because they want to meet up. Because we have a lot of trains now right there outside, so everybody wants to live that celebrity life that we're seeing on TV. So they tend out to cheat, and they cheat mostly with married men. That's what is so aching sometimes, because they cheat with married men. So in a nutshell, this cheating thing, right? We just have to create platforms that we could educate more people and tell them the ills or the disadvantages of cheating. Because no matter how much we debate here and talk about who cheats and who does not cheat, it's not going to help. Or if no matter how we stay quiet and just say, okay, let me just pray over my cheating husband or cheating wife, it's not going to help us.
Can you talk somebody out of an emotion? We are talking about emotional things.
Yes.
That is responding to stimulus. That is your eye sees and then the brains react and you find yourself reacting differently. How do we even avoid it so that we don't get exposed?
Yes, you can. You can be.
No, he has not spoken. After.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Leo. You see, Paul said something that I put my body under subjection.
Okay.
And it is even written that even the spirit of the prophet is subject to him.
Okay.
Now, when we say that talking somebody out of an emotion, if you can talk and stir an emotion, you can talk and quench an emotion.
Yeah.
If an emotion can be stirred through words, words can quench. That's one. Two, while we are saying here, because we're not trying. My major issue with even the weakness was because somebody was just saying that no, cheating cannot be weakness. I just wanted to even know about the other list of weaknesses, but generally, what we are trying to say is this: there is. That's what we talk about knowledge and understanding, right? There's a way you grow. You build yourself, and you can be able to put yourself under. For example, that's why I was trying to make it very clear that it's okay to even be erected when you see certain things. But now what happens is this: you can talk yourself out of something. You can talk yourself. Are you getting me?
The spirit of loss.
No, not necessarily like that. I don't want to put it like that. And now somebody can talk themselves out. In fact, there are many people who don't do certain things because of their reputation.
Yes.
You can think about your reputation.
Yeah.
You can. There's some people who love to do something, but they just cannot risk their reputation.
Yeah.
You can think about. I don't know. Are you getting me? There are lots of ways that people do that. The meditation. Because I don't want to use spiritual words, but the truth is, you can commune with yourself and elevate your higher faculties to override your base tendencies, because these are base tendencies. We call it animalistic tendency. That's what we call carnality. Carnality is not a bad word. Carnality just means we are moving from just the 5 senses, which are very, very much alive. An animal has sex, they don't explain anything to the female animal that they're having the sex. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So this is something we try to use, because you are a spirit, you can override these things. But I'm not just going to say that. You said, even when we take people to pray, it's not just about that prayer as if God comes and says, take this weakness. Even Paul prayed, God did not take weakness. It is written in the Bible, God did not take it. He said, no, I will be strong in your weakness. God did not take it. He said, I pray that this thing should go up. It's a whole theological argument. People think whether it's flesh or we have never known what exactly Paul was praying against. But it was very clear there was something Paul prayed. God said, I'm not taking it. Everybody has it. So because of people just like, you pray and pray and pray, then the next day you will see a woman and will not work. No, we are saying that you can do that. Prayer has 2 functions for me. Prayer helps you to know what to do and empowers you to do what you know. Like Jesus was praying, Father, is there a way you can take this cup? But he said no, he was empowered to go through it. So though it might be painful, so you can have that strength to, sometimes all it might take, even that prayer, just to give you the strength to discipline yourself. The strength to. You can set up a system around you. Like some people will never, like some people, like a man of God say, he will not allow a very close, a female, maybe very close to the other. There are just some systems you can put to do all of that. But we are saying that it's very possible for a human being to raise up his bar and override certain things. But we should never assume that you will have a man without a weakness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are becoming too carnal to a greater extent. I must confess on this platform. Lust is a spirit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And must be accepted here as believers. There's a spirit of lust. Paul said, the evil I hate to do, I find myself doing it. Even when in my mind I have the law of God. The scripture says in my mind, thou shalt not commit adultery. But the elements of my body, they are telling me to succumb to another law. So as long, to those who are not born again, you can be manipulated by that spirit. To those who are born again, they have the grace to pray against that spirit. But the truth is, whether it is a spirit or not a spirit, God's provision against immorality in scripture is not spiritual.
Flee.
He says, flee away from youthful lust or flee from fornication. That flee is not a spiritual exercise. It's a physical. To you as a man, your secretary should be a man. A woman's secretary should be a woman. That's one of the ways that Paul and the rest have avoided such things. If we don't take drastic and practical measures to avoid those things, we'll go nowhere. Until David stood upon the top of his house and looked at Beersheba, he didn't find direction towards that way. Moses, who preached that thou shalt not get married to strangers, when he landed Ethiopia and saw the glittering Ethiopian women, he bundled the scriptures and put under his hand and said, I must marry an Ethiopian woman. The scripture had no value because why? The flesh overrides sometimes the emotions, the thoughts, even the scriptures in your mind. And if these practical realities are not told, even if we talk all kinds of things on this platform, we'll arrive nowhere. The next thing we have to understand is this. When it comes to the issue of dealing with the opposite sex, words have a very strong role. What keeps a man and a woman in a house is communication. What keeps a man and a side chick is communication. Women don't get glued to you because of sex. They get glued to you because of words. And that's one thing people don't understand. A woman can spend her whole time talking with you and feel very comfortable. But you can make love to her. She might not even remember the last time you made love with her, but she will never forget the things you ever told her. That's the reason why communication is a strong bond from soul to soul, heart to heart. The man you communicate with most drives your emotions. And that's the reason why if we must put these things to an end, we must do a boycott, a total disconnection when it comes to physical contact between a man and a woman. You don't create an atmosphere with a woman and expect that you will manifest some magic to come against it. We have to teach Christian men and women to know that you don't you don't conquer fornication and adultery by prayers. You can leave a 5-hour prayer meeting and still have erection.
Even in the prayer meeting.
Even in church. You can be preaching and a girl sits and your eye pass somewhere around her laps. In the course of preaching on the pulpit with microphone in your hand, you still have erection. Why? Because men are emotional. How do I put it?
Okay, let me take lots and lots of messages. I think greetings, Mr. Leo. This is Evangelist Vicky from Bamenda. Emotions is in the mind, and when your mind is renewed with the knowledge of the Word of God, it will be easy to maintain your integrity. This one says, hello, I am Roberta from Yaoundé. Unfaithfulness kills love. My advice is that couples must be faithful to their spouses. Marriage must be honored by all. Okay. Roberta, good evening to you. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Please, the topic has gradually changed. The men of God are now advocating for cheating, especially amongst men. There's Conrad.
I knew that this was going to come up. That was why you told me that I had to talk on.
Conrad is coming. Conrad is writing from Amena. Hello, Mr. Kum. I like your program and today's topic. There is no reason why anyone should die for love. Jesus did that once and for all. Unfortunately, Mr. Kum, many people die for love knowingly or unknowingly, mostly due to relationship issues like cheating, leading heartbreaks, or deadly infections. Engineer Roland Abeng, writing from Kumba. Good evening, Mr. Liu. My advice to women who have cheating husbands is to go for sexually transmitted diseases every 3 months. Is Zita, writing from Mile 6. Good evening to you, Zita. Evening to everyone on the panel. I don't understand how can we marry for purpose, and if it is not attained, you leave the marriage. I don't agree, because you can get married to your husband because of purpose, and due to life challenges, he remains in the same position. You will divorce the person, then you are not a Christian. In Christianity, there is perseverance. L from Equatorial Guinea. Success from Kribi says, good evening, Mr. Liu. Men are natural cheats. No matter how you satisfy them, they will still go out. It's a curse. Okay, success. Mr. Liu, that lady is being bullied by some of the men. This is not fair. Let her exercise her opinion. Okay. He's writing from Europe. I don't know where. Hello, Mr. Liu. I do enjoy the program, and the panelists are giving the raw truth. Love doesn't keep any records of hatred. Mr. J. Kwele, writing from Douala. My dear pastors, can a woman be condemned for getting married to a divorcee? Mr. Liu, I will be a capital fool to kill myself because my wife is cheating on me. If I kill myself and giving her more chance to go enjoying herself, it's not going to put an end to the marriage. Embu Daf, writing from Pomenda. Now Mavel says, good evening to the panelists. How can you say God hates divorce but has not banned divorce? It's like saying God hates sins but has not banned you from sinning. Okay. Please, good evening, Mr. Leo. Please, the image and the audio are not okay. Okay, there is a synchronization problem. Greetings to you all. I'm Sakwe Edwin from Bonaberry. Love and die are opposite words in the sense that love leads to positivity before God, while die is negativity before the presence of God. Not talking of killing yourself. However, whoever does that matured physically but not mentally. Why cheat? If you have seen someone better, divorce her and marry the good one and stop occupying her in your house in the name of marriage, and vice versa. Brenda, writing from Ndop. Good evening to you, Brenda. Greetings to you and the panelist, Mr. Leo. Most at times, the stress women suffer in relationship is mostly because their physically pleasures override their actual and compatibility logic for choosing their spouse. Ben Manifest is writing from Bamenda. Good evening, Mr. Leo, Mr. Kadiri from Tui. My woman is not with me 2 years ago. What can I do? Go and look for her, please. This one says, how will someone die for love? You were never born with someone, so when things fall apart, move on and forget. After all, God said, move away from anything that will take away your eternal life. I'm Donut, writing from Guzang. Greetings, Mr. Liu. It's a very interesting program and topic. There is absolutely no reason why a man or woman should die for love. There should be no reason for a married woman to cheat, since a woman cannot marry two men. But for a man, polygamy is acceptable. Maybe the man wants another woman. Sumbele Kelvin, writing from Kongsamba. Unfortunately, we'll have to end at this juncture. Many persons would have loved that we read their message, but it's not possible. You had something to say today, 2 minutes about GOMAT 6?
Yes.
Okay.
Greetings everyone once more. I want to thank you all for the comments yesterday. We had a lot of positive comments from you all regards to the upcoming GOMAT 6 edition that will be on the 27th of February 2021 at the Sal Arena, Sal the Fed Arena at Bona Musadi. And like we said yesterday, GOMAT is it's going to be unique of its a unique event. The 6th edition is going to be very unique because we're going to have the GOMAT village exhibitions, the gala, and we're going to have the training session as well. As we likely said, we're going to be having we already said we're going to be having trainers from all over the world. We're going to have from Uganda, Kenya, Nigeria, and people coming from UK and USA as well. And you also have an opportunity to win, to become a GOMAT champion by bringing up projects, community-related projects. And if you're chance to be one of the 3 winners, you're going to have your project being sponsored by the GOMAT team. So you kindly check on the page of Facebook, the GOMAT page Facebook, and the website as well. And we'll be sharing out more with Mr. Kum in the upcoming weeks, giving more information about the GOMAT. So thank you all, and we're waiting for your registrations and your partnership. And if you want to also brand your business, please do contact us. You have opportunity to brand your business, talk about your business, get interviewed on that day, and sell out your products to people in the society. And we're expecting 5,000 visitors on that day. Thank you very much.
Okay. One last word to the couples as we celebrate Valentine's Day. What?
Well, I just want to say to everybody, be it a man or a woman out there, single or married, that cheating is not an option, and killing yourself or killing someone because of love is not an option. It's not acceptable by God and before man as well. Think about your life, think about the value in you, think about your family. And I want to promote more platforms like this. If you have opportunity to create more platforms like this, what Mr. Kum is doing is really amazing in the life of people out there. Those watching us, they are learning each day, every second, on how to deal and manage their relationships. And as Apostle also said, communication, there is a lot of bonding in communication. If something is not going on right, please communicate, speak out. If your partner does not listen to you, you can speak out to the nearest person. They say a problem shared is half solved. Just by airing out that pain in you, you help a lot to save your own life. And I want to encourage everybody, do not undermine yourself, build yourself every day, have value for yourself and love yourself more than, because you cannot give what you don't have. If you don't have love, you can't give out love. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, viewers. Love corrects, love does not condemn. Love corrects, it does not condemn. When you get married to somebody and he has a challenge, help him fight that battle. You don't reject people in times of crisis, you join them, fight their battle. Yeah. Nobody selects a particular kind of weakness because they are not showcased in a supermarket. Everybody comes from different backgrounds and they have different challenges. When you see a challenge in the life of your spouse, it's not time for you to condemn the person. Bring them on the table, both of you strategize on how to put down that challenge to an end. I think it would be better for couples to join each other to conquer their challenges in their lives, especially their weaknesses, rather than rejecting them. To me, divorce is not an option, because you can divorce a bad man and go and get married to a worst.
Okay. One last word.
I really think I don't stand for divorce. I reject divorce with all my heart. If there is any other thing you can do, just try to, maybe you have a separation for some time, but don't go for divorce. And I also stand to say that there is no reason why you should take your life, because the life you're having is not your own. God gave you that life.
So if you have to die, you have to die, you die in the house.
No, you don't need to kill yourself. You don't even have the right to kill yourself, because God would hold you responsible for killing yourself for whatever reason. So if you find yourself in an abusive relationship, in a cheating relationship, which I don't support cheating, calm yourself down, go for a counselor, or just take a retreat and go somewhere. And then after that, you come back to build up yourself.
Thank you.
I think I've not. Okay.
One last one.
Okay. Love is a beautiful thing. Marriage is a beautiful thing, but love is built on knowledge. Your life is not your own. It says no man lives unto himself. If you understand this, it means that you don't live for yourself, and there should be no reason for you to take your life or someone else's life. But I also want to say this: if you are going through something, I also want to say this in our generation, social media is not where you come out. I know our sister, somebody said, talk and talk to. Sometimes some people have been suicidal because of who they spoke to. We must also be careful. I think we should bring up a topic, and we're going to really channel people. There's a need for mentorship, there's a need for counseling, there's a need even for a certain level of discretion.
Okay, there's going to be
because if we don't do that, there's a need for discretion. Sometimes it's because some people just take everything and put out there, and then suddenly they feel the need to take their life because of the image they had put out there. I think it's important to talk to someone and who can handle that.
Next Tuesday with our love doctors, we are going to be handling another topic. We may have to answer the question whether it's better to have a cheating partner or be in a polygamous home, and possibly explore who should counsel couples.
Yeah, I would like that.
Yes, who should counsel when we find ourselves in problems? Should we rush to families, to the church, or to some
friends,
men of God? Okay, we want to thank you all who took time off to watch this program. We are very, very grateful, especially to you all who sent text messages. Not forgetting the production team, Desmond. We say thank you to you, Eli, and Bertrand and Noel at the broadcasting. Not forgetting you, Tabi, Tambe Bryant, supervising our worker out here. Kaiser Michelle, we say we also are very grateful for the great job you are doing out here. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.